Hi friends, I Narsimara Erramnini. Today we are discussing important topic in hydrogen and its compounds. Okay, in previous classes already we discussed about position of hydrogen in periodic table, isotopes of hydrogen in periodic table. Okay, let's now we discuss about how dihydrogen is prepared industrially and laboratory methods, some important methods and different methods. Okay, and physical and chemical properties of this dihydrogen, and also uses of dihydrogen, all these are discussed in this, all these are discussing in this video. Okay. Okay, first one is laboratory preparation method. Laboratory preparation method. In laboratory, generally dihydrogen is prepared by the simple reaction between zinc powder and acids, dilute acids like here zinc react with Zn react with some dilute acids like HCl or HBr like that to give H2 gas, to give H2 gas and ZnCl2 as a byproduct. Here in this method simply we prepared dihydrogen by the reaction between zinc granules and dilute acids like that. Similarly, when zinc react with alkali like NaOH to give sodium zincate and H2 gas. Sodium zincate and H2 gas. Here also hydrogen gas is produced. Here also hydrogen gas is produced. Like this, these are the two methods preparation of dihydrogen. Preparation of dihydrogen. Simply when zinc react with either dilute acid or alkali. Alkali means base. Alkali means base. Okay, like that we can simply prepare the dihydrogen in the laboratory method. For the a little amount of hydrogen is produced here. Little amount of hydrogen is produced here. But in large scale, industrially, hydrogen is prepared in another method. Okay, hydrogen is prepared by using another method. Okay, the next one is electrolysis preparation. Here it is the commercial method. Commercially, dihydrogen is prepared by using this method. In this method, electrolysis of water takes place. Electrolysis of water molecule. Here, the water molecules break. Lysis means breaking. Electrolysis means breaking of molecule by using electrical current. It is called electrolysis. Here also, this water molecules cleavage takes place by using electrical current. That's why it is called electrolysis. In the presence of little amount of acid or base, in the presence of acid or base, little amount of acid or base to give H2 gas and O2 gas. H2 gas and O2. Actually, it is a reversible reaction. Reversible reaction means actually in this reaction, it is called a backward reaction. Okay, this is called forward reaction. This is called backward reaction. This H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O plus energy, electrical energy. This backward reaction is used in rockets to produce the electrical energy. Okay, here this forward reaction is used for the preparation of pure hydrogen. Here dihydrogen is available with 99.99 percentage of purity. Dihydrogen is available with 99.99 percentage of purity. This is the best commercial method for the preparation of dihydrogen. For the preparation of dihydrogen. Okay. But the same reaction is carried out in a reverse reaction, that is called backward reaction in rockets. In rockets, used H2 as used H2O2 fuel cells are used for the energy sources. Energy sources. The water produced in this backward reaction in that rockets are used for the drinking purpose to the astronauts who traveled for research the space. Okay, they are called astronauts. Okay, the persons who research on space are called astronauts. Okay, here the product obtained, energy produced in this reaction are consumed by the rocket, and the water produced in this reaction are consumed by the astronauts. Okay, so like this is the backward reaction. But in commercial method preparation of H2, the same water molecule undergoes splitting to give H2. Okay, here let's we discuss about the preparation of dihydrogen from hydrocarbons and carbon compounds like hydrocarbons and coke. Coke is also one of the important carbon compound. Coke is also one of the important of carbon compound. Okay, the general formula of this hydrocarbons is nothing but CN H2n plus 2. CN H2n plus 2 representation of the hydrocarbon. General formula of hydrocarbon. Okay, here these hydrocarbons react with n moles of water to give n moles of carbon monoxide, plus 2n plus 1 mole of H2O. 2n plus 1 mole of H2O. 2n plus 1 mole of plus 2n plus 1 mole of H2O. Molecules are produced in this reaction. Okay, this is the general representation of hydrocarbon. CN H2n plus 2 react with n moles of H2O to give rise to n moles of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and 2n plus 1 moles of water. 2n. For example, if I take for example C, n, if n is equal to 1, so C1 means C, H10 means 2n plus 1 is equal to 4. 2 into 1 is equal to 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. The best example, if n is equal to 1, the molecule becomes like CH4, methane. Methane react with n moles of, n means 1, n is equal to 1 mole of water to give CO plus, here it gives H2. H2 means totally here 6 hydrogens are there, so 3 H2 is obtained like this. Okay, like that. Similarly, if coke, hot coke react with steam, here also water gas is produced. The formula of chemical composition of coke is nothing but carbon. Here the chemical composition of steam is also nothing but H2O. Steam is obtained from the water. It is a gaseous state of H2O. So C plus H2O gives rise to CO plus H2. Finally, we can conclude that the mixture of CO plus H2 are called water gas. Or synthesis gas or syngas or blue gas. These are the different names are used. One is water gas, and one is synthesis gas or syngas or blue gas, like that. There are different names are there. So the mixture of this CO and N2 are called either water gas or synthesis gas or syngas, like that. So like this, when react with steam react with hydrocarbons or coke to give dihydrogen along with carbon monoxide, that mixture of CO plus H2 is called water gas syngas. It is a very good fuel. Water gas is a good fuel. The calorific value of water gas is very high. So that mixture CO plus H2 is used as a fuel for the cooking purpose or industrial purpose, like that. So these are the preparation methods for dihydrogen gas. Okay, let's we discuss about the physical properties of H2 dihydrogen. Physical properties of dihydrogen, that is H2. This dihydrogen gas is a colorless gas and odorless gas, and third one is tasteless gas. Colorless, odorless, tasteless, and moreover it is a combustible gas. It is a combustible gas having high calorific value. And lighter weight than air. It is the why? Because the mass of this dihydrogen is only 2. Among the gaseous substance, this is the lightest weight substance. Lighter than all other gases. Okay. So that's why the hydrogen filling balloons the balloon is filled with hydrogen gas can easily escape from this atmosphere to space. The balloons filled by the hydrogen and helium also. Okay, they easily float. Okay, flying like that. So, and it is soluble in water. Okay, and having low boiling point and melting point. Okay, generally these are the considered as a physical properties. Colorless, odorless, tasteless, and combustible, having high calorific value, lighter than the air. So by using this property, the balloons are filled by hydrogen gas, easily flying, and soluble in water, and having low melting and boiling points. All these are the physical properties of dihydrogen. Okay, let's we discuss about the chemical properties of dihydrogen. Okay, here before going to discuss this, here hydrogen has one single bond between these two hydrogen atoms in that H2 molecule. Okay, here if you want to break this bond, this single bond require around 2000 kelvins temperature. 2000 kelvins temperature need to break this single bond between the hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, and moreover it is very important point, the single bond containing molecules H2 has the highest bond dissociation enthalpy. The single bond between the two hydrogens requires around 2000 kelvins. It is the highest bond dissociation enthalpy than the single bond present in other other molecules. That's why in that aspect, we can conclude that at room temperature, RT means room temperature. At this room temperature, dihydrogen is inert compound. Dihydrogen is inert compound. But at high temperature, and moreover, almost all elements react with this dihydrogen to form respective hydrogen compounds. They are called hydrates. Already in few further classes we discuss about that hydrates, types of hydrates. But hydrogen needs around 2000 kelvins. At room temperature, generally hydrogen is considered as a inert medium. That's why generally H2 gas is also used as a inert medium. H2 gas used as to create inert medium in laboratory at room temperature. Okay, why? Because the bond dissociation enthalpy of this H2 molecule is very high than other elements which contain single bond. And also, moreover, this hydrogen is able to form H plus ion as well as H minus ion. H plus ion as well as H minus ion. Okay, so almost all elements present in periodic table react with this dihydrogen to form respect to their compounds. Okay, let's we discuss about what are the chemical properties of this dihydrogen with the reaction with halogens, reaction with nitrogen, reaction with oxygen, and reaction with metals, metal oxides, like that. Okay, all hydrocarbons are like that. So all these are discussed in this video. Okay. Let's we discuss about the reaction of this dihydrogen with halogen atoms. Generally, halogens are represented with X2, X. Generally, they are available in the dimeric state. So this dihydrogen react with halogens to form halogen halides like 2HX. Here X is equal to fluorine, bromine, and iodine. Fluorine, bromine, and iodine. The reactivity order is fluorine greater than chlorine greater than bromine greater than iodine. Here this F2 is react with that hydrogen in the presence of dark condition. F2, fluorine is the highly reactive. It react even in dark room also. Similarly, iodine is less reactive when compared to remaining one. Iodine is less reactive. It react with hydrogen in the presence of catalyst only. H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2Hi. This reaction must be need catalyst. In presence of catalyst only, iodine react with dihydrogen to form Hi. But fluorine doesn't need any catalyst or light also. Even in dark room also, this fluorine react with dihydrogen to give their hydrogen halide like that. Here the order of acid strength, for this hydrogen halides is HF is less than HCl is less than HBr is less than Hi. This is the order of dihydrogen halides. So Hi is the strongest acid. Hi is strongest acid. Why? Because the strength of the acid depends upon directly proportional to stability of conjugate base. Stability of conjugate base directly proportional to strength of the acid is directly proportional to stability of conjugate base. Here F minus is less stable than Cl minus, Cl minus is less stable than Br minus, Br minus is less stable than I minus. So I minus is the more stable element. I minus is the more stable element. That's why HI is strong acid. HI is strong acid. Okay, all these are the important points about this reaction with dihydrogen with halogen compounds. Okay, reactivity order, stability order of their conjugate base, and acidic strength order. Acidic strength order. These three orders are the very important. Okay, for an objective point of view. Okay. Okay, next one is reaction with nitrogen. Dihydrogen react with nitrogen. Here also this nitrogen is available in dimeric form, N2 form. Nitrogen is also available in dimeric form. Here 3 moles of hydrogen react with nitrogen to give 2 moles of ammonia. 2 moles of ammonia. Okay, this is a exothermic process. Exothermic process means here delta H is equal to 96.4 kilojoules minus 96.4 kilojoules per mole. Okay, 96.4 kilojoules per mole. Okay, here this is also a reversible reaction. It is a reversible reaction. Okay, exothermic reaction. Here also to break the bond between this nitrogen and hydrogen and hydrogen needs around 2000 kelvins. But it is an exothermic reaction. But moreover, reversible reaction. There are some conditions are there to get good product. But this is the very important reaction. This process is called Haber process. Here the product is ammonia. It is also important compound. Generally it is used preparation of urea. Urea is the one of the major compound, plays important role in agriculture sector. That's why ammonia manufacturing is also very important. This process is called Haber process. But to get a good product, good amount of yield of product, some conditions you have to maintain. That conditions are called optimum conditions. About that optimum conditions, all are discussed in Haber process in a unit of nitrogen. That is nothing but in equilibrium state we discussed later. Okay, in that video I will clearly explain about this Haber process. Generally this is about the reaction of dihydrogen with nitrogen, dinitrogen to give ammonia. Okay. Okay, let's we discuss about the reaction of dihydrogen with metals. Like metals means all S block elements and D block elements, F block elements are called metals. When this dihydrogen react with S block elements to give ionic hydrates. The best example is if this dihydrogen react with first A group elements like M to give two MH type ionic hydrates. Here M is equal to sodium, like potassium, rubidium, cesium, like that. Here the compound is like NaH and KH and RBH and CSH, like lithium hydride is also found. But lithium hydride is having a little bit of covalent nature. All these are the ionic hydrates. Similarly, if react with the second group elements like H2 plus M gives rise to MH2 type hydrates are formed. Here in this case M is equal to beryllium, calcium, magnesium, like strontium, like that, barium. Here also the compounds are BeH2, similarly CaH2, similarly MgH2, Similarly, BaH2 and SrH2. Okay, these are the compounds. These are also having ionic nature. When this dihydrogen react with D block elements, D block elements to uh, give metallic hydrates. They are also called metallic hydrates and non-stoichiometric hydrates. They are called non-stoichiometric hydrates. Non-stoichiometric hydrates. Okay, like lanthanum H. Here the percentage is like 1.75 to 1.95 like that. Here non-stoichiometric in ratio. Non-stoichiometric hydrates are in non-stoichiometric in ratio. Like that, this hydrogen react with metals like S block elements and D block elements. If it is react with S block elements to form ionic hydrates, similarly it is react with D block or F block elements to form non-stoichiometric hydrates. About these properties and preparations and types of hydrates are discussed in further videos like hydrates. Okay, this is about the reaction of dihydrogen with metals like S block and D block elements. S block and D block elements. Okay. Okay. Let's we discuss about the reaction of dihydrogen with metal ions and metal oxides. Metal ions and metal oxides. Here, the best example is this dihydrogen is react with metal ions like Cu plus 2 or Pb, lead Pb plus 2 like that to give respective metal atoms like Cu and 2H plus ions. 2H plus ions. It acts as a best reducing agent. It acts as a best reducing agent. Similarly, this dihydrogen is also react with CuO to form Cu plus H2. Cu plus H2. Like that, this hydrogen is react with metals and metal oxides. Metals and metal oxides. Okay, let's we discuss about the reaction of this dihydrogen with organic compounds. Generally organic compounds like unsaturated compounds and carbonyl compounds react with this hydrogen, undergo reduction to give respective compounds. For example, unsaturated compounds like alkenes and alkynes react with this hydrogen, undergo reduction to give alkanes or alkanes. If alkanes undergo partial reduction to give alkenes, complete reduction to give alkanes, like that. Okay. Similarly, the best example is CH2 double bond CH2 react with H2 in presence of catalyst like nickel or platinum or palladium, like that. Okay, like that to give respective hydrogen CH3 bond CH3, like this. Okay, like that we can convert the unsaturated compounds to respective saturated compounds. Similarly, carbonyl compounds like aldehydes and ketones react with this dihydrogen to form alcohols. Aldehydes gives primary alcohols and ketones give secondary alcohols. And aldehydes give primary alcohols. If you take any aldehyde, it gives primary alcohol. If you take any ketone, it gives secondary alcohol. This is the best method for the preparation of alcohols, primary and secondary alcohols. Like that, this dihydrogen also react with organic compounds. Okay, cyanides also, some double bonded compounds also react with this dihydrogen. Okay, clear? Okay, let's we discuss about the industrial applications of this dihydrogen. Generally, dihydrogen is majorly used to preparation of ammonia. First one is preparation of ammonia. Ammonia is the one of the important compound. Already I told you here. And second one is preparation of It is used in preparation of methanol. Methanol. Here, carbon monoxide react with this dihydrogen. Carbon monoxide react with dihydrogen to form methanol. 2 moles of dihydrogen react with 2 moles of dihydrogen react with carbon monoxide to form methanol. Methanol is also one of the important compound. Okay, like this, and manufacturing of vanaspati fat from oil. Generally, oils are saturated compound, unsaturated compounds. That unsaturated compounds are fat is saturated. Oil is unsaturated. That is the difference between the oil and fat. Okay, this is oil is nothing but unsaturated hydrocarbon. Fat is a saturated long chain hydrocarbon. Okay, if the oil is undergo hydrogenation converted to fat, simply that is the difference between the oil and fat. And next one is used in energy source like H2O2 fuel cell. H2O2 fuel cell. And in metallurgy process also, generally in metallurgical process, metals are available in their metal oxides. That metal oxides are converted to simple metals. Metal oxides are converted to simple metals, like that. So all these are the industrial applications of dihydrogen. Industrial applications of dihydrogen. Okay, thank you. Yours Ramnini Narsimharam. Okay.